house is on Medicaid. My husband, me, our baby daughter. Okay, we're all on Medicaid. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the birth control in my arm that I have. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to have the antidepressants that I have at no cost to me. Without Medicaid, I wouldn't be able to go to therapy to continue to be the mom I am to the 3 kids and 2 separate houses that I have to do. Without Medicaid, my daughter wouldn't be able to go and get her vaccines and go and get all of the things that she needs as an 18-month-old baby. Without Medicaid, my husband wouldn't be able to go and get the medications that he needs and the treatment that he needs for his disability. Without Medicaid, not a single person in my house would have health care. We are low income. Our only income is my husband's SSI. We're on food stamps. We use food pantries. Okay? Without Medicaid, we would never be healthy. And for us, it's not even like body, it's all mental. For my husband, for me, and then we have a baby who needs Medicaid for vaccines, who needs Medicaid for, I already have 2 children who are diagnosed with autism. So what if she ends up getting diagnosed with autism? We need Medicaid. We need Medicaid. And if you live in America, everybody deserves free healthcare. That's it.
I can't, bro. Honestly, I can't. It is so much wrong with this. I can probably talk for the next 30 minutes on what's wrong, how we need to solve for it. But the first question that I have is, I don't believe that people that are in this situation that's not actually contributing to society, I don't believe that they deserve to have a vote that counts as much as my vote as a person that pours into society, as a person that, in my opinion, is overtaxed, is burdened with being overtaxed. And one of my biggest problems is how much I am giving over to the federal government in order to make sure that these people, and I work so hard, I work my butt off. And there are so many Americans, regardless of what your socioeconomic status is, that you grind and you hustle. And you have a person that is feeling entitled and believes that her children or her child that she chose to have deserves to be taken care of by us, the taxpayers, and the federal government, and that's our shoulder to bear. Won't cut the calories, won't get themselves together, won't go to work, and what makes them think that they should have had children when only income that they have was his social security in the first place? Yet they will sit here and tell us, try to convince us that they deserve more, that they deserve Medicaid. And the thing about it is that if you actually read the bill, it requires for you to work 80 hours a month, not a week, not every 2 weeks. It requires for you to be going to school so that either you're working towards getting a career so that you're not a lifetime recipient of social services, or you do volunteer work for 20 hours, or that you work at least part time. And it's designed so that you can actually go out and do something productive and then pull yourself up. It's not designed for you to have to be able to be dependent on it for the rest of your life. So she then says that, the only income that they have is Social Security. What the hell are y'all doing sitting there having children for? What are y'all doing having children? Then she says that her children, the other ones, is already autistic. So you're sitting up there busting it down for a real one, right? Which I'm also assuming that since the only thing that they have is income and Social Security, then that means that they're on low income housing also, which that means that we're paying more for that. And then she probably gets food stamps because there's no way that a person can be having children, feeding everybody, and doing all of this without getting some kind of subsidized food stamps, housing, Section 8, and all of that. So in the past, what the government has did is they've incentivized people to continue to take advantage of the system, and then said that this is the message of Mom Donnie over there in New York and Bernie Sanders and AOC and Jasmine Crockett, who all their entire lives have gotten money and has been paid by taxpayers, right? All of these people outside of, the little diner job, I guess, that AOC had. Bernie Sanders has been a lifetime politician, which means that his salary, and they voted to give themselves a raise because they're Congress, his salary is largely subsidized or in its entirety paid for by the American people. So he's paid to go on all of these shows, get famous, wrote a book, will live in a big house as a millionaire, doesn't advocate against millionaires anymore because he's a millionaire. And his whole life, he's been basically paid by us to talk shit about us and to tell us about how we're supposed to have and pay more in taxes and pay our fair share. So we add value, we hire people, we grind, we hustle, we pour more into the system than we ever will get back out of it. But he will sit there and tell us that we're supposed to pay more. And the reason why these people is over here having sex, busting it down for a real one, getting more babies, having more kids, and then getting more in social services, that this is what the American people, this is the American way. Just continue to just tack it on, tax us more, tax us more. They haven't, as Congress, they up to this point, they haven't been able to actually manage the monies, the trillions of dollars that we send them every year. They haven't been able to effectively manage it to ensure that we are solvent and that we can actually continue to pour into America. And what they've done up to this point is fumble it, incentivize people to continue to take advantage of the system, and then give it all over to everybody else. And that's why if you went over to Washington, D.C. prior to Trump getting into office, everybody was living like a fat cat, despite the fact that they was getting paid a government salary. Neither here nor there. But my point is that these people, and again, and I've been telling y'all this for a long time, because the majority of the people that's on social services, even though black people are the ones that put themselves out there to be the highlight of the idiotic universe and making sure that they selling their food stamps and talking shit, these type of people are the ones that are the majority on social services. No, it's not regular, everyday, hardworking adults. It's not our veterans. It's not disabled people. It is these people that is sitting there more overweight than all of us put together, which means that they've been eating good, and they sit there and complain about the fact that they can't buy anything other than fresh groceries because that is a mandate that's inside of the tax bill and the changes that's been implemented. But they will sit there and talk about how, oh no, I don't want to buy a banana, I don't want to buy lettuce, I don't want to buy apples, I don't want to buy fresh fruit, I don't want to cook from scratch. They want all prepaid Pop Tarts and fucking candy and cake, and they'll sit there and tell you in they moo-moos that you're supposed to subsidize them because it is an American right and freedom for them to be able to take advantage of your tax dollars and bust it down for a real one, lay up all day, and still have kids. It is no reason why these people should be having children, and they are out here dusty, destitute, and their vote counts as much as yours. So they'll sit out there and then they'll vote for these liberal people and these Democrats, and these are the type of people that Hakeem Jeffries will stand up and speak 9 hours for, and they will absolutely hold you accountable for the fact that you work your ass off 80, 90, 100 hours a week to make sure that you pull yourself up and you achieve the American dream. And then they will ostracize you for not wanting to pay more in taxes than you already are. God forbid you actually achieve the real American dream and be able to get to financial freedom. They won't have that shit. They won't have. And it's an American right, an American freedom in their mind. Always like to give credit to the content creators. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. Link is in the description. Teach Hanley, 40% off your first order, 20% off for life. Let me know what y'all think about this. I'd like to know what y'all think inside of the comments. Make sure y'all tap into the Patreon. The best time to tap into the Patreon is the beginning of the month. It's disgusting. For me, personally, I'm offended and it's disgusting.